snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys! So I'm here today to do something exciting, which is a book haul. This is kind of an extension of some of the birthday books I received, because some of these I got from family and friends after my birthday, and also some of the books I've been sent, some of the books I bought, all of that sort of stuff. So let's just dive straight in and see what happens. The first one I bought for myself, and that is the second one in the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children series by RANSOM. This is Hollow City, and I read the first one in the series last month, and I wanted to pick up the next one so I could carry on. I decided to get the next one in book form because I listened to the first one and I didn't get to see the photographs, whereas this does have the photographs in it, so I'm going to give it a go. It's about a young boy who goes and discovers a load of peculiar children in book one, and I guess this is the continuation of their story. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm excited to see what happens. The next one I bought for myself is LUMBERJANES Out of Time Volume 4, which is by Stevenson, Watters, Allen and LAHAIO, and I had to get this one because I thought that, you know, it's LUMBERJANES. Even though I didn't like the third volume as much as the first two, I think I was going to carry on with the series. I have already read this one, and it's my favourite one in the series so far. It just seems to be like so much of what I love and so much kick-ass awesomeness, and I just smiled throughout this. It is a kid-appropriate graphic novel series, so any age can read this. I'll show you a little bit of the artwork. It's very, very action-packed, exciting, colourful, poppy, that sort of thing. And it's about these group of girls who go on a holiday camp and they earn badges, kind of like guides and brownies and that sort of thing. So if any of that appeals to you, definitely check this out. I loved it. The next one I got is also a graphic novel, and I found this one in a charity shop, and it just happened to be the volume that I was looking for, which is volume 4 of AMULET by KAZU, and this is called The Last Council. It is book 4 in the series. It's a children's series of graphic novels again. This one is beautiful. I think the illustrations are just stunning. KAZU every now and then has like an amazing page. I'll try and find one for you that looks really, really lovely every time. Like this page, which is just set in the clouds. This really rocky kind of page. There are some really, really lovely landscapes. I think he's very, very good at those. And I think he's great at colours as well, so that's also really cool. Generally, just really enjoyed this. I actually read this one out loud with my younger brother, and we had a great time kind of voice acting all the different parts, so that was really, really fun, and I would definitely recommend this as a graphic novel series if you haven't read one yet. If you have kids or if you are looking for a new series, then definitely check this one out. This was really, really fun, and probably, again, my favourite one in the series so far. The next one I have to show you is not so much a new book as an old book that I rediscovered, because I've been looking for this book for probably about 2 years, and I finally found it, and that is my collection of the ABHORSEN Chronicles by Garth. Now, I read this probably 5, 6, maybe more years ago, I'm not sure, and I then lost the book, and I could not find it for the life of me, and I realised it was probably at my dad's somewhere, but I didn't know where, and then I went to his house recently, and I had a really good rummage, and I finally found it in some very dusty old boxes, and I brought it home so I can put it on my bookshelf. It is a huge book. As you can see, it is, let me tell you how many pages. This could have gone on my longest books. 1,224 pages, but it is all 3 of the first books in the series, which is Sabriel, Lyriel and ABHORSEN. Now, you guys might remember me picking up Golden Hand recently. I got sent it for review, which is the 4th or 5th book in the series overall. Follows on after this, but there is a prequel which came out in between. It's a bit confusing, but anyway, basically that book follows this. So now that I have rediscovered my copy, I'm going to reread it and hopefully dive into the 5th book, Golden Hand 2. Also, speaking of making me very happy, is this book, which I was sent for review by Orbit, and it is The Blood Mirror by Brent, and I have been waiting for this for so long, and it was my most anticipated book of the autumn. I've already read it, and I loved it. I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was fantastic. The next 2 I picked up are book 2 and book 3 in a series, which is the Night Runner series by LYNN FLEWELLING. I've read book 1, which is Luck in the Shadows. This is book 2, Stalking Darkness, which I have also read. And this is book 3 called Traitor's, which I am currently reading, so I haven't finished this one yet, but I am reading it. I'm going to be doing a review of probably the first 2, maybe the first 3 if I finish this one in time, so look out for that coming soon. So far I'm loving it. It's a really great series, kind of sword and sorcery meets epic tropey fantasy, but also with some really cool relationships, so same-sex relationships and couples and really great romance, and I really like it. So I recently went away on holiday with Mercedes and Eleanor, as you probably saw from the video that we all did together, and whilst we were there we obviously went to some bookshops. There was only really one in the town that we went to. It was a second-hand one, and I found this book, which is The Left Hand of Darkness, Ursula K. Le Guin. I wanted to read this for ages. I haven't been able to find it in my Waterstones for some reason, because they are dumb and they don't stock it, or at least they haven't been. But I found this, which I think is a really beautiful edition. It's like a landscape that's kind of purple and beachy, and I like that. So I picked it up for like £1, and I can't really complain about that. The next one I have is Shelter by Jin Young, which I've heard good things about. A lot of people read this for Diversathon and said it was very good. I haven't read it, but it sounds interesting. It's about a young man who can't afford his house, despite his promising career as a track professor. He and his wife have always lived beyond their means, and now their decisions are catching up with them. Sounds pretty interesting, sounds like it might be a slow, emotional kind of book, so I'll definitely dive into this when I'm feeling that sort of thing, and hopefully I'll really like it, but we'll have to see. The next one I was sent by ABHORSEN Chronicles. This is one of their new books that is coming out fairly soon, I think, which is coming out on the 10th of January. It is called Roseblood, and it's by A.G. Howard, and I have to say I adore the cover of this. I think it is beautiful. It came in a box of like roses and flowers and petals. It was really cool the way they packaged it, and it's a beautiful book. I've heard that this is a retelling of The Phantom of the Opera, as you can probably guess by the image on the front. I love The Phantom of the Opera, so I'm hoping that it's a good retelling. We'll have to see, but it sounds like a YA story, and I'm quite intrigued. I will definitely be picking this one up soon, and I'll let you guys know what I think, because it sounds definitely like my kind of thing. The next two I have are birthday presents that were sent to me by my aunt and uncle, and they are actually guidebooks to Finland, of all places, because next year, in 2017, it is Worldcon, and Worldcon is going to be based in Helsinki in Finland, and so I am going. I've told everyone that I'm going. I've booked my tickets to go. I just haven't booked the flights and stuff yet, so I need to do that. But I'm going, and I'm super excited about it, and so they bought me these little guidebooks so that I can look up some fun things to do in Helsinki and Finland whilst I'm over there, so that should be really cool. Next up, I have another one I was sent by Orbit, which is Chaos Mage by Stephen ARYAN. I believe this is the third one maybe in a series, or the second one, so that's not very helpful. Yeah, it's the final one, so God knows how many others there are. The first one is Battle Mage, and then I believe there is another one called Blood Mage, and then Chaos Mage, maybe? I won't read the back because I don't want to spoil it for you. I have been interested in the series. Maybe if I pick up the first one I will read this, but it won't be for a while. Next up, and finally, I have two books that I was gifted by Mercedes for my birthday, which I am so excited about. The first one is My Name is Leon, which is by Kit de Wool, and I've heard great things from everyone who's read this. I believe it is a fiction book about a young boy called Leon, who is 9, and he has a perfect baby brother called Jake. They've gone to live with Maureen, who has fuzzy red hair like a halo and a belly like Father Christmas, but the adults are speaking in low voices and wearing pretend faces. They are threatening to give Jake to strangers, since Jake is white and Leon is not. Sounds like it's going to deal quite interestingly with topics, because it sounds like quite heavy topics of race, but it also sounds like it's written from a young child's perspective. I've heard amazing things from Jen and from Simon and from Mercedes, and everyone who's read it seems to love it, so I'm very excited to check it out, and hopefully I'll feel the same way. And the other one she got me, which I'm even more excited about, is this one. It's Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson, which is a non-fiction. Bryan Stevenson grew up poor in the racially segregated South. His innate sense of justice made him a brilliant young lawyer and one of the first defendants of Walter Macmillan, a black man sentenced to die for the murder of a white woman, a crime he insisted he did not commit. The case drew Bryan into a tangle of conspiracy, political machination, startling racial inequality, and legal brinkmanship, and transformed his understanding of mercy and justice forever. At once an unforgettable account of an idealistic lawyer's coming of age and a moving portrait of the lives of those he has defended, Just Mercy is an inspiring argument for the compassion in the pursuit of justice. It sounds amazing. Mercedes said she loved it. I really think I'm going to love it as well from the sounds of that. yeah, I'm hoping to read this really, really soon because I am going to do non-fiction November. Lots of things. So let me know down below if there is anything there that you want me to read soon, or anything that you're super excited about, or anything you have already read. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all really soon in my next video. Bye!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.